In this video, we're going to be talking about struggling Sheffield Wednesday. The fans are not happy with the ownership or the manager and they're screaming for his head. Also, we're going to be talking about the lads what played in the under-23s last night. We'll quickly touch upon the Cardiff game and obviously the up-and-coming Sheffield Wednesday game.
Subscribe to Josie and Steve. Get on it, come on.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another match preview on the channel. This one is for Sheffield Wednesday versus Sunderland on a Friday night. We will be doing a live stream, so drop in on the chat, say hello. It'll be funny as out, it always is. Right, score predictions. Not one of you's got it right. What's the matter with you? You're slacking again. Yous are. If you want to get involved, leave a comment, your score prediction in the comment section below, and I'll mention yous in the next match preview. But before we get any further, do us a massive favour, hit the thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to the channel. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on this video. Right, listen, I'm going to start with Sheffield Wednesday. I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Sheffield Wednesday. We broke record attendances in League One, and when we were interviewing fans numerous times, off camera and on camera, they were absolutely spot on. They knew what it was like to be a big club in a league. And, you know, it hasn't panned out too well for them this season. 8 games in, they've only drew 2, but they've lost the rest. And against Swansea, they got beat 3-0, right? And a lot of their supporters were booing. And they're absolutely screaming for Isco's head. They want him gone. He's terrible in-game tactics. He's terrible team selection. And that's what's killing him most. Before the Swansea game, a lot of Wednesday supporters were writing the game off as soon as they seen the lineup. Why he keeps playing Hendricks over Byron is beyond me and quite a few of their supporters. Then you've got to look at Delgado. Listen, he seems to be the undroppable player. It doesn't matter how bad of a performance is, he just does not seem to get dropped. Another question I'd like to ask Wednesday supporters, what's the crack with Reece James? Because when he was at Sunderland, he was absolutely outstanding player. And I remember last season seeing him in the odd game and I thought he'd done all right. So I want to know what's the crack with him. If you leave a comment, let us know. It'd be much appreciated. I know they're having trouble down the left-hand side as well. They haven't got any left wingers. I'm sure they're playing centre mids out wide as well. Also, Michael Smith. I thought that was a belter signing for Wednesday. I really did. When they signed him, I thought they've got a good player. They'll score plenty of goals. He was doing really well for Rotherham. Then he dropped down a league, which I was surprised at as well. And he did play a part in helping them get promoted that season. But the past couple of games, he just hasn't been on the pitch. I didn't know if he's injured or what's the crack with him either, because he is a good player. Then you've got to look at the goals. They haven't scored many goals. They've only scored 5, the full team, 5 goals all season. And they've conceded a massive 14 goals. That just tells you where the problem is in itself. Struggle to defend. And also, they've got the out-and-out goal scorer further up the pitch, really. But like I say, is that down to the manager's selection? And also the ownership. We've seen all our social media regarding the ticket pricing. It's an absolute joke. £44 for a student. What student can afford £44 to start with? The pricing out the fans at that club, and it's an absolute joke. But listen, I really do feel for Sheffield Wednesday at the minute. Like I say, they are struggling on the pitch and off the pitch. I just hope that they can turn things around and they manage to stay in the Championship. Right, moving on to the under-21s. Before I start though, I'd like to give a shout out to Ellis Taylor. I thought he got man of the match. He was outstanding on that left back spot. But moving on to the Sunderland players, we've got to see Rosen, Hamia and Elshish. Who impressed me most was Rosen. Oh my God, he's pace. He's very direct. He sort of comes in off the wing and he knows how to time his run as well for that ball over the top. And for me personally, I would start him over Burstow on Friday. I'm not being critical of Burstow in any which way, shape or form. I thought his work rate was class. He was leading the line. He was pressing all the way to the goalkeeper. And his work rate was up there. It was really good. It's obviously a few times the ball got put into him. It did come away from him. And there was a class ball played over the top and he just couldn't bring it under control in time. But like I say, he's a player who's developing. He does look a really good talent. He's 6'2". He's a presence up there, and that's exactly what we need. But if we kind of get a two up top and Rooson playing off him, which I would absolutely prefer, I would obviously start Rooson in like a striker. He's played the majority of his games over in Ukraine as that striker. So for me personally, I would like to see Rooson in the team. Mia, right, I didn't want to be too critical, and you all know I watch these videos. I am a big fan of Amir, and I think it's just work in progress, and I think in the future we will start to see the best of him once he starts to develop and get better. It's all about time with Amir. Against the under-21s, I was thinking to myself, especially the first half, where is Amir playing? Because he was looking like a centre mid at some points. He was coming far, far too deep, and I noticed against Cardiff, Dan Neil was telling him, get further up the pitch. You didn't need to be worrying about coming so deep. And that's what he was doing against Derby last night. And then the second half, he must have got a rocket up his arse and being given clear instructions of what to do, because he started to press. He started to have more energy about his play, more tempo, and he was trying to press and chase the ball, where he didn't have that the first half. And like I say, a bit more time on the ball, learn the language so that he can get more clear instructions what to do while he's playing. And I think he will come good. It's just a matter of time with him here. Elshish, I thought, was absolutely outstanding. He's looking like a very good, talented player. Like I say, we've got to try and somehow fit him into the squad, the game squad on Friday. Either be on the bench, but I definitely want to see him get some minutes on Friday. If Ekwa's fit, he starts. Instruction for Friday: shoot on sight. Didn't try and walk the ball in, just shoot on sight. That's what I want to say. Plenty of shots from outside the box. The only one I remember against Cardiff was Dan Neil, and it just went over. I thought Dan Neil against Cardiff was outstanding. His vision. Listen, the way he was bringing the ball down out there, his first touch was a really joy to watch. I was absolutely loving Dan Neil. He's getting better and better as the season goes on. Like Dan Neil says in a recent interview, we are young players, yes, but we've had that year's experience. Now it's time to crack on. And I think Dan Neil is starting to take his abilities to that next level, and he is looking much, much better. The full team dropped away against Cardiff in the last 10 minutes. There was a lot of sloppy passing, and I did see that goal coming. The longer the game went on, it was looking more and more inevitable that Cardiff would have gone and nick it, and they did. And I was fuming at the way we conceded that goal from a set piece. Hume, he's been mint for us. He has. He's been absolutely unbelievable. His delivery, when he gets that ball out on the wing and he whips that ball in, it's so inviting to hit. It's really good ball in what he's got. I wouldn't mind putting him on set pieces, see how he goes on, because our set pieces haven't been wanted, beaten, desired this season, let's be honest. But when this ball comes into him, I'm going to say he didn't realise where Patterson was, right? And he knocks it out for the corner. That was that start. Then 09. What 09 was thinking about, all he was thinking about is cuddling McGuinness. Yes, keep an eye on the man, but also watch the ball coming in. He's too busy worrying about cuddling him. I'm not saying drop the lad, because I think he's had a few good man-of-the-match performances, and I think he is starting to take to the centre-back role, especially a ball-playing centre-back where he's bringing it out and he's bursting forward. I do like to watch that, but for this mistake, you've got to pick out the mistakes what obviously inevitably cost us that goal, and he did play a part in that. And then Patterson, I've seen clips on social media about this goal, right? And I'm going to say the ball was already across the line when Patterson went to do his dive, because he didn't use his hands. And I'm thinking, what's he doing? Use your hands. But I'm going to say it was like a goalkeeping reaction to obviously gone for it, even though it's already like just gone across the line, you know. But I didn't understand why he didn't use his hands. I was thinking, what are you doing? Going to put that down as just one of them games. We were the better team on the day. We should have taken more chances from outside the box, and we're 2 or 3 up easily. It was good defending from Cardiff. It really was. Yes, it was at times it was back to the walls, but they defended well. They defended as a team. They sat off us. They weren't pressing. They weren't going to risk opening up and leaving any space in between the lines. And they've done really well. They've done a job. I'm just hoping that other teams didn't clock onto that and try that. But that's down to, but then you've got to go down to Mowbray and think that Mowbray is definitely experienced enough to try and break teams down, and we're going to have to learn how to, and combat how to do that in the next game if it ever happens again. Against Wednesday on Friday, score predictions, I'm going to go for Sunderland 3-1. I can see us being too strong for them. It's the fans have got no confidence in the team, the board, or the manager at the minute, and I think we should capitalise on that. And if Sunderland win on Friday, I think that will be the last game Isco has for them. I really do. I cannot see him being manager, especially when they were booing, and the fan base is disgruntled at the minute. We've got to capitalise on that and put what's the saying? Put them to the sword. With all that being said, everybody, hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the live stream.